News 46 is brought to you by Inspiration Senior Living, where we provide affordable elegance to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community. News is also brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, several people are arrested for drugs. A local business owner wants to recall the district attorney, and a job fair will be held on Friday morning. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, June 3rd, 2015. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, 6 people were arrested at 1770 West Charleston Park Avenue May 31st for drug-related crimes and possession of a dangerous weapon. Deputies served a search warrant at that address and reportedly were met by 6 people who were all inside the master bedroom. According to the report, they found multiple pipes commonly used to ingest marijuana and methamphetamine, 2 scales, multiple clear plastic baggies which contained suspected methamphetamine and hypodermic needles, as well as various pills. Arrested were Whitney Hawker, Alexandra Bostaine, Ted Barsley, Derek Dunstrom, William Piper, and Gordon Hyatt, who also had brass knuckles and several warrants issued for his arrest. Well, the Board of County Commissioners balanced the budget with the help of a payment from Barrick Gold. The payment is a result of an audit settlement from 2010-2011 fiscal years of additional taxes that were overdue. Barrick is to pay $3.9 million to the state.
When we last spoke, we had a challenge of $1.4 million to balance the budget for FY16.
Yes.
We had 2 outstanding opportunities. I say outstanding not by their merit, but by the fact that they were not completed. One was the results of an audit for Round Mountain Gold, which would have yielded a payment of $3.9 million. The other was a services contract that the sheriff had been working on and would have also had an impact to the general fund. Yesterday...
One question, Pam.
Yes.
Was that $3.9 million to the state or to the county from Round Mountain Gold?
To the state for distribution to the entities.
Which part
in
of it
the
is
county.
ours?
About 1.3 million.
1.3, thank you.
Well, Governor Brian Sandoval signed SB 432 today at a Las Vegas elementary school. The bill provides additional money to schools with higher numbers of poor students. The new law provides for the distribution of state funds to public schools designated as victory schools because they have high numbers of students living in poverty and received an underperformance rating. A victory school is required to provide certain programs and services to improve the education of the students. Under the law, the State Board of Education is authorized to withhold money if a victory school demonstrates unsatisfactory students' achievement in school. And coming up, we'll have your health tips, so keep it here.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Against to Pahrump area seniors. Give us a call at 751-2300 and make an appointment to tour our community.
Welcome back to News 46. Well, many homeless adults struggle with mental illness as well as substance use disorders. Most programs designed to help homeless individuals require them to first enter treatment, rehabilitation, and then transitional housing. A new study evaluated a program where homeless adults transition directly from the streets or shelters to permanent housing while also receiving intensive mental health support.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
Hercules is enjoying his new home.
After 10 years homeless, I felt like I was born again.
After losing his business and then his mother, he became depressed. Hercules participated in the Housing First program, where homeless adults move directly from the street or shelters into permanent housing while working closely with a support team.
Individuals with moderate mental health needs represents a very large segment of the homeless population across North America.
Doctors Vicky Sturgopoulos and Stephen Wang from St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto and co-authors recruited about 1,200 homeless individuals from 4 large cities across Canada. A little more than half the participants received rent supplements and intensive mental health support from project teams. The remaining participants did not receive rent supplements and were instead directed to services available in their community. Both groups were followed for up to 2 years.
Individuals in the intervention group had much greater success in achieving stable housing compared to the usual care group.
While the intervention is very successful, their overall quality of life did not improve significantly as a result of the intervention.
The Housing First model has been used for homeless individuals experiencing severe mental illness who required intensive and costly support services.
We can now broaden this model to include people who have more moderate needs for services and can do so at a lower cost than the more intensive version of the intervention.
Hercules has taken computer courses, meets regularly with his support advocate, and even rescued his cat Leo. He also helps those who are still homeless, encouraging them to stay positive.
Just keep your chin up and see the green light. They're going to come some point.
Catherine Dolph, The JAMA Report.
The study was conducted in response to the growing number of homeless individuals all across Canada. Well, the owner of Factory Home Center is unhappy about a recent encounter that could threaten his business.
A couple weeks ago, the planning and zoning decided they wanted to all of a sudden pull an old law out that all the other counties and cities adopted that already discriminated against manufactured homes. Nye County found one particular incident where the neighbor across the street complained about the looks of this house. He just moved the house from Vegas, of course, and yeah, it doesn't look that pretty right now because it's in 2 pieces. It had a shed built onto it before, it had awnings, so it needed to be painted. The shingles needed to be replaced in some area because the winds blew them off during transport and stuff like that. But they decided that they weren't going to approve the installation of that home on that property, which all of a sudden caught me off guard because I've been given estimates to folks that live in mobile home parks now that have bought land and wanted to move their home out here. And now the rug was more or less pulled out from underneath them by this law that they just selectively started enforcing, and I mean selectively. And these people, they don't, they're sitting on their home and they can't move them out here anymore.
So these homeowners went to go get approved to move their mobile home onto this property and they were denied?
They were denied based on the complaint from the neighbor across the street, and they're using the age of the home as the catalyst of why they decided not to allow this home to come. Mobile homes are designed for affordable housing, low income, people also. Now there's some people, yeah, they can afford to get in their home, but they can't afford to maintain that home. And those homes right there, yeah, they give us a bad eye. out here in Pahrump, and they're probably basing it on that. But these people have every intention of bringing this used home and bringing it up to compliance, bringing it up to codes, and putting the facelift on it to bring it back into maintenance standards.
So what happened at this point? You kind of got involved in it right at that point?
The folks came to me and said, listen, what can you help us with? We want to put our home on there. They denied it. And it told me, okay, if they're doing that to them, what did it do to me? It just limited me now based on this law that, okay, you can't have any single sections on your property anymore out here. Well, I've got 4 single section homes on my lot. They got to be over 1,200 square foot. Well, I've got 2 homes on my lot that are under 1,200 square foot. It can't be over 6 years old. Well, I've already wrote one deal for $71,000. That was a 16-year-old home that emulates a new one today. So I basically called the customer back and said, I have to give you your money back. And now I'm stuck with inventory I don't know what to do with.
The owner of Factory Homes, Gerald Schultz, wants to start a recall against our district attorney because of some comments she made about mobile homes in Nye County. He says that they reversed their decision and older homes are now allowed in the valley, and he hopes that will never change. Well, the summer food program is available to those in need.
We feed children 18 and under for absolutely free. There's no applications, no registering. Just show up at one of our sites or show up where one of our vans, where our food van stops at, and get a free meal, and that's it.
And this is a necessary service, isn't it? Let's talk a little bit about what goes on with some of the kids who are either homeless or have kind of food issues going on.
Well, we know there are hungry kids in the community. We see them every day. The problem with our program is we have a lot of stigma connected to it, and the kids have a hard time getting over that. But we know that the kids are out there and they're hungry, because when we do see the kids, they're eating, they're happy, they're having a good time. The ones that do show up are having a real good time, and they're enjoying it.
We also have other sites where we feed cafeteria style. For instance, J.G. Johnson started this week with the PVYA program. But all of our sites are open sites, so even if you're not in the program at PVYA, your children still can get a free hot meal at the cafeteria, breakfast or lunch, Monday through Friday at J.G. Johnson.
What time is that?
In the morning, breakfast starts at 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and lunch starts 11:30 to 12 o'clock. Rosemary Clark will start next week with their summer program at Rosemary Clark. They will also be doing breakfast and lunch. Amargosa will be doing Tuesday and Thursday starting this week. It was this week, and they're just doing a lunch at the cafeteria in Amargosa. Gabs is doing Monday through Friday lunch every day. We also do all of their meals for the great program.
We start at Courtyard Apartment, Comstock, Petrick Park, and then Simpkins Park. Monday through Friday, we start at 11, I think, at Courtyard. I think the last stop is at 12:30 at Simpkins.
And after this break, we'll have some information on a new weapon scientists are using against cancer.